This past week, I completely let everything go. The dishes piled up, the bed stayed unmade, and I barely got dressed. I wasn't sick, I wasn't busy, I was simply unmotivated. And if you've ever hit that wall where homemaking feels impossible, you're not alone. In this video, I'm showing you exactly how I give myself grace and then get back on track with it. So whenever I'm having those hormonal shifts or I'm just feeling unmotivated, which happens because we're all human, and I'm not Kylie Perkins, so I'm not going to yell at you for being a human. My first step in getting back on track is embracing the feeling. I give myself a couple days just to be lazy with zero guilt. And I honestly believe that when your body hits that kind of wall, it's telling you something. It's telling you you need to rest. And so I do. During those couple of days, I focus on only the things that truly matter. Everyone gets fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even if it's super simple meals, yogurt with a granola, my Instant Pot, you know I love her. She comes in clutch weekly. Soups, sheet pan dinners, just anything quick and easy to get a meal on the table. Everyone gets a bath and shower, and I make sure to throw the dishes in the dishwasher so that we have clean dishes for the next day. That is it. What I don't worry about is I don't worry about dusting, vacuuming, laundry, the bathrooms, and honestly, even being the best mother possible. And I know that sounds harsh and probably sounds bad to you if you are a mom, but the truth is you cannot fill from an empty cup. So I still show up for my baby. Obviously, I get on the floor with him, I play with him, I read him books, but I did not plan any fun activities, no sensory bins, no outings, none of that. I let him play independently in moments. He is getting older now, and so there are moments where he does play independently, which has been so nice, especially when I'm in this little funk. Sometimes you just have to take care of you first. And that is the only way that you can then return to being the type of mother that you want to be. I also called in my husband, okay? I called in the reinforcements. I think I've mentioned quite a few times on this channel that my husband, he helps me. So if I need time, I enlist his help all of the time. So I had him take the baby. He was off for a Saturday and Sunday, and he took care of the baby. He was helping me in the morning with the baby. He is the most understanding and loving man in the world, and I'm so thankful for him. I know that I probably don't tell him enough, but I'm so fucking thankful for my husband because he's the best. In this time, I was also practicing self-care more than I usually do. And actually next week, there should be a video on self-care. Well, if I tell you guys, then I have to do it. So there will be a video next week about self-care and motherhood. But I was taking multiple baths. I was eating ice cream in bed. I was doom scrolling, which I don't usually do. I usually stay off my phone for the most part. But I was just giving myself and my brain what it needed. And maybe for you, that looks like reading books. I actually need to get back into reading. I used to be such a reader before I had my baby. Do whatever self-care looks for you. Maybe it's time out in your garden. I neglected my garden, and y'all will actually see later in this video how neglected my garden is. Maybe it is, getting out in your garden. Maybe it is going to get your nails done if that fits into the budget. Oh my God. Look how bad that is. No oven spring. I don't know if a baking sheet's gonna work. Oof, rough. All right, so after you've had your fun, you've had your time to be a bum, to lay around, to do nothing, let's talk about how we get back on track. The first thing I want you to do is get dressed and make the bed. And I know you hear this tip all the time, but it's because it truly works. In this video, this is the first time that I put on jeans and a nice little shirt this whole past week. And I felt so much more motivated and ready to get things done than when I just either stayed in my PJs or I put on leggings. Next, Next, you have to figure out what kind of mess you're working with. If you totally neglected your home, you're probably going to have to do a full house reset like I did here today. So once you're dressed, I took a 2-hour nap. My baby actually slept for a long time. I think his nap was 2.5 hours. I guess he knew mom was ready to get to work. I took his nap and I said, I'm just going to get this house under control. And I did a full house reset. And I turned on my robot vacuum and it just went around the house for me, vacuuming as I clean the rest of the house, which is just amazing, y'all. If y'all don't have a robot vacuum, it is like the best thing. I actually bought it for my postpartum period and I just love it. So I turned that on and I just got to cleaning up. I cleaned the kitchen, I cleaned the bathrooms. The only thing that I didn't get to was the rooms because I didn't want to like have the big loud vacuum on. Do a full house reset if you have the time and the motivation, or if you let it get to a crazy point. Just popping in here to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing. It really helps YouTube know that I put out good content, so I do appreciate when you guys do that, and don't forget to subscribe. It wasn't a deep clean. It wasn't like I was like moving furniture or wiping down the cabinets or anything like that. It was just, let's get every surface wiped, let's get these floors cleaned, and let's just get everything quickly reset. So don't worry if I even saw areas in my home where I was like, ooh, I could like spend a little bit more time. But that wasn't the goal, right? The goal was simply to just get everything back into a working order. You can also, if you didn't let it get to a crazy out of control point and you were kind of keeping up on things a little bit better, you can also just jump back into your normal rhythm, right? So I mentioned that I have a cleaning schedule that I like to follow. You could just jump right back in on the day of that week. So for example, if it's a Monday, Mondays for me are laundry. Just start doing the laundry. If it's Tuesday, for me, that's the rooms. Just start cleaning up the rooms. You don't have to get everything done if that seems unmanageable to you, but just start. And by the end of the week, every area will have been touched and your house will be back to where it should be. And regardless of what you choose, whether you want to do a full house reset or you want to just jump back into your routine, I would start with the easiest win possible. If I'm doing a full house reset, for example, I would start with wiping down the counters, right? That's a small, easy win. Or if you decide that you want to jump just right back into the routine, wait a few days, right? The house is kind of already a mess. What does it matter if you wait a few days to the task that you dread the least? So for me, that is Friday. Friday, all I do is wash the bedding. Super easy for me. Doesn't take that long. Really passive. Also, by starting with Friday, which is the bedding, it gives me Saturday and Sunday to be able to do nothing, and then I don't have to do anything else until Monday. So that's another bonus for my schedule. So just start by getting that easy win, because that's going to trick your brain into action mode instead of dreading what's to come. And depending on where you are in terms of your motivation or your mental health, and if you are struggling with mental health, please reach out to someone. Watching a YouTube video, is helpful, but it's not what you would probably need. So please reach out to someone if you need help, if you're really struggling mentally. But sometimes, the daytime can feel really, really overwhelming because there's a lot going on during the daytime, I will admit, right? The baby sometimes is hanging off of you while you try to cook, or they just don't want to be put down, or whatever the case may be. And so maybe you just focus on a quick nighttime reset. You just focus on the living areas very quickly. You don't even do the bathrooms, but that's just that small step so that the next day, maybe you will have a little bit of motivation to do one of the rooms, to get that back in order. Take those small steps to get everything back in order after you've felt unmotivated for a time. last tip is something that I talk about all of the time, and it's kind of a common theme throughout my blog and my YouTube channel, and I think it also is my name, good enough. Perfection is not the goal. You don't need to get it all perfect to get back on track. If you think, I can't clean the whole house, why even start? Or I miss my routine all week, I should just restart on Monday. If I can't do it well, I shouldn't do it at all. That mindset leads to paralysis. It keeps us from doing anything because we are afraid that whatever we do won't be enough. And as moms, and women really, even if you're not a mom, we really struggle with being perfectionists. But getting back on track isn't about catching up. It's about moving forward. It's about letting go that lack of motivation that you had and just moving on to the next week. Maybe you just load the dishwasher without doing the rest of the kitchen, or wiping down the bathroom counter and not doing the toilet. So instead of asking yourself, how can I make this perfect? Ask yourself, what small thing can I do today to make our home feel just a bit more peaceful? And as you do that, that's where that motivation will start to come back. And that type of mindset is what can sustain you through all the ebbs and flows of life. Nothing in this video is revolutionary. I'm not sharing some magic formula or secret hack to suddenly make you feel motivated. Most of homemaking isn't revolutionary. It's not flashy. It's not something you see in highlight reels or Pinterest perfect grids. It's kind of repetitive. It's feeding your family, tidying, doing the dishes a million times, folding the towels. What I am sharing is it is okay to have off weeks. It is okay to feel unmotivated. You're not lazy, you're not failing, you're a human being, and likely a tired one if you have little ones running around who pours so much into others every single day. And then, inevitably, your well will run dry. And the answer is not to push harder. The answer is to pause, reset, and give yourself some grace, the same grace that you give everyone else in your home. Getting back on track isn't about doing it all, it's about doing the next right thing, even if that's just starting a load of laundry or making your bed. Tiny steps matter, they build momentum, and if today all you do is take care of yourself and love the people around you, that's enough. If this video helped you feel seen or gave you a little bit of a spark of motivation, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, comment, and share it with another mom that might be in the same spot. You're doing a great job, and I'll see you next week. Bye.